Friends, this story is from a time long ago. In a village near a forest, there lived a poor woodcutter named Bodhi. His family wasn't rich. They lived simply, but despite their poverty, they always shared whatever little they had with those in need. Bodhi's daughter's name was Sushila. She was known throughout the village for her beauty, and most importantly, her big heart. She was kind and helpful, always thinking of others before herself. One day, as fate would have it, a king came to the village. He heard about Sushila's beauty and wanted to marry her. So he went to her house and asked her father for her hand in marriage. Now, Bodhi was a poor man, but he didn't care about the king's wealth or status. What mattered to him was whether the king was a good person. Seeing the king, he asked, "Are you a kind man? Do you help those in trouble?" The king replied, "Of course. I am known for my generosity. If anyone asks me for something, I never turn them away empty-handed." Hearing this, Bodhi became suspicious. He wasn't convinced. So he decided to test the king. He told him, "Well, then let's see if you're really as nice as you say. I have a daughter, Sushila. She's been cursed by a witch. The only way to break the curse is to bring me the flower from the top of the hill by tomorrow morning. But beware, that hill has poisonous snakes, wild animals, and a deep gorge. It's very dangerous to climb. If anyone goes up, they may never come back alive." The king was shocked to hear all this, but he didn't want to lose Sushila. He was head over heels in love with her. So he agreed to get the flower no matter what. That evening, the king returned home. After meeting Bodhi and Sushila, he told his queen everything, including Bodhi's challenge. The queen was a clever woman. She said to the king, "Don't worry, my love. I know a way to get the flower without any danger. Go to sleep. I'll bring you the flower before dawn." The king was very happy to hear this. He thanked his wise wife and fell asleep, dreaming of Sushila. Meanwhile, Sushila was spending time with her parents. She had no idea about the king's plan. Her father, Bodhi, was sad. He didn't trust the king and worried for his daughter. As the night passed, they prayed for Sushila's safety. Early in the morning, before sunrise, the king's wife came to Bodhi's house. She was carrying a beautiful flower and respectfully handed it to the king. "Here, my love, you wanted this flower, so I brought it for you." The king was overjoyed. He took the flower and went to Bodhi and said, "I have the flower you asked for. So now you have to give me your daughter's hand in marriage." Bodhi was still unsure about the king. He looked closely at the flower and saw tiny ants carrying seeds around it. "You got this flower by herding ants. How can I trust you? You might be a cruel person underneath your nice clothes." The king was furious. He shouted, "How dare you talk to me like this? I risked my life and got the flower, but you're ungrateful. I'll teach you a lesson." With that, the king left, vowing to teach them a harsh lesson. As soon as he left, Sushila came out of the house. She had heard everything. Sushila, along with her mother and father, started to cry. Her mother hugged her and said, "Don't worry, my dear. I have an idea, and it will show everyone who you are and how good your heart is." A few days later, the king organized a grand event in the palace. He invited many people from the village. Among them were Sushila's parents. The king made them sit on beautiful sofas and served them delicious food. All the villagers were impressed by the king's generosity. After some time, the king called Sushila and said, "My dear, you are very beautiful. I want you to become my queen. So I invite you to live in the palace." Sushila politely refused, saying, "Thank you for the offer, but I can't leave my parents. I'm a simple girl and don't know much about palaces." The king felt angry hearing this, but he couldn't show it. Instead, he tried to convince her more. He said, "If you want, I can build a similar house for you and your parents, next to the palace. You won't even feel like you're away from home." Sushila replied, "Thank you, but I can't stay away from my home and my plants and animals. If I do, my heart will break." The king got really mad. He stood up, grabbed Sushila's hand and dragged her towards the door. "Then let's see how you'll manage. You better not regret it." Sushila broke free from his grip and said, "No, I don't want to force you. Since you didn't bring me up properly, I'll leave now." Turning to her parents, she said, "Father, Mother, I'm leaving. I'll manage somehow." With that, she walked out of the palace. The king felt defeated. He had lost. No matter how rich or powerful he was, he couldn't change Sushila's kind heart. He understood his mistake and realized the value of humility and respect. On the other hand, Sushila was walking towards the market. Suddenly she saw an old woman sitting on the side of the road. She had a sad face. Sushila approached her and asked, "Auntie, why are you so sad?" The old woman looked up and said, "Oh child, my son is in deep trouble. He has to pay a huge amount of money for medicine, but I don't have enough. I don't know what to do. Please help me." Sushila listened patiently. She knew exactly what to do. "Don't worry, Auntie. I'll help you. Come with me." Sushila took the old woman to the market, bought all the medicine, and gave it to her. Afterwards, Sushila walked towards the city gate. At the same time, the king arrived at the market. He was looking for Sushila everywhere. When he saw her at the city gate, he quickly approached her and said, "Sushila, I was wrong. You are a brave and kind girl. I apologize for what I did. Come back with me. I promise I will never hurt you again." Sushila looked back at him and replied, "You were wrong. I admit that. But you know, I can't live without my parents. And besides, I'm going to live a simple life like before. I'm sorry, but I can't be your queen." The king was deeply disappointed to hear this, but he respected Sushila's decision. "Okay, Sushila, I accept your answer. I won't force you anymore. However, you will always be the one I admire. Let's remain friends." Sushila was happy to hear this. She smiled and said, "Yes, let's be friends. Goodbye." And with that, Sushila turned and walked towards her home, leaving the king standing at the city gate. As she walked, she couldn't stop smiling. The king had finally understood. True strength and kindness aren't found in palaces. They're found in the hearts of ordinary people. Friends, kindness, and simplicity are the real strengths. Money and power don't mean anything. A person's real wealth is their character and behavior. We have to behave honestly and nicely with everyone. Then only our life will be meaningful. Always try to see the good in everyone and everything. Never miss out on helping those in need. So friends, that's the end of today's story. Thank you for listening. Be sure to stay tuned for more stories like this. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.